Me?
Yes, you.
Oh,
Draw
okay.
4 cards, Corey. See if you got
Yes,
any
yes,
reds.
yes. I know. I know how to play this game for
Ah,
sure. That's the
ah.
rumble deck.
I'm sorry that your kid got sick. I'm glad that we got Chris as a replacement. It
Me
seems
too.
like good deal.
It's an excellent trade.
Oh,
Yes, but
Well, it's,
you miss out
thank
on
you.
father daughter time now. Unless, wait a minute, Chris, can you dress as a chick so that he can still have his father daughter time?
I don't have any wigs here.
God damn it!
All greed cards are discarded immediately.
Are you gonna become ZZ Top, Corey?
No.
Just checking.
Nope.
I didn't know if
And
it
if
was
you have
just.
any greed cards, I don't believe it is restricted to just me. So if you have any greed cards, you have to discard them. That was my play
Yeah.
immediately.
cool.
You guys are all sitting around. The butlers brought in food and drink. You're sitting around the White Dove in the lovely room that you so often find yourselves in when things are starting. Comfortable, high-backed chairs. There's various alcohols, tea, coffee. Um, there's no cigars or anything flammable around for some reason. There are several buckets of sand that are around Freddie's chair.
I heard
And
Freddie had a problem with flammable things.
he's becoming known as Freddie Firestarter. And
I'm the fire starter, twisted fire starter.
Exactly.
mhm. So, yeah, he's a
Oh,
menace to
just real
society.
quick. 1 minute. I want to hear just a quick story. Corey,
Yes.
how did you... I believe you had a character once that died in a forest. Can you tell us about that?
I'm giving cards to Freddie.
It involved druids. So the setting was fantasy. It was we were in a fantasy setting, and we had some fairly strong characters, I think, at the time. Anyway, so it started out where there was this forest, and there was a bunch of what are the tree monsters?
Dark Young?
Yeah, Dark Young. And I killed a bunch of them. And apparently the druids in the area worshipped, Yig, so they didn't like that their Dark Young had been taken out, so they kind of did this curse thing on me where they made it rain like everywhere I went, like it just was raining on me constantly. And the druids were led by this dude named Oak, who had a hood on, but you could never see under the hood. And I had a mage type character, and I had maxed out my wind elemental spells, and I blasted him with like a hurricane in the face, and it still didn't blow his hood off, which was totally ridiculous, but whatever. Anyway, we so I tried, and the curse just kept getting worse. I mean, it was just annoying. Everything was annoying. It was horrible, and eventually, we had a flying castle too. I think at that point in time as well. Anyway, but so I decided I was going to go to the druids and be like, look, I'm done with this curse thing. What do you want? Like, what do I need to do to get rid of this curse or whatever? And they're like, okay, lay down here. I'm like, okay, fine. And they're like, okay, drink this. I'm like, fine. And I did, and it was poison, and they killed me because I voluntarily let them kill me for the curse. But then the flying castle came, disintegrated the druid grove, beat me back up, and they resurrected me. So it was all worked out in the end. But I hate druids for that reason.
So Logan... No?
Oh, no.
Logan wanted me to tell
No,
him.
no. Yeah, go ahead and tell him. It's awesome. Look
So,
at Chris's face.
We were exploring this forest, and we found a skeleton with a dagger and a water skin lying on the floor. next to an altar, surrounded by some dark young. And well, after a lot of running around, we killed the dark young and put the skeleton remains to rest. And you appeared, and you led us to some treasure.
Oh, that's good.
Yes,
None of you
I
guys
actually,
are cursed now, right? I'm just
No.
check yourself. There was also this rainbow rock that you could not get rid of. Like, no matter what you did, like if you took the rainbow rock and you threw it out the window or whatever, it would always show back up. Like,
Yeah, apparently
right there.
your spirit was haunting the entire forest. Like you were literally.
Oh, I was an angry spirit.
Yeah, you were very angry.
Yeah, I was an angry spirit. I was very angry. I killed hundreds of druids. I can't even. I mean, a lot. There was a lot. I killed a lot of people and a lot of things at that point because I just had reached. Logan had broken me, and therefore I became murderous. So
it happens every now and then. Like we'll be in combat. I remember in the old school time, and then you'd spend a certain amount of pause, and then not care anymore, and that fucker dies, and you just go after him, and it doesn't matter how many pauses you go through. That motherfucker is gonna die.
I remember those days. Remember, like there was a Highlander campaign that we were in, and pause spending became ridiculous because the opponents could have expertise in pause as well. So back then, the melee combat, like you could use expertise and like attack 3 more times, but then they could also use expertise and parry 3 more times, and it was like pause. Well, there was a really messed up dude who had like interfered with us several times, and I think that we had all decided that this was the end. Like we were not going to deal with this guy anymore. And god damn it, I must have spent 50 pause, something like that. It was a ridiculous amount, but eventually I killed him because I mean he just couldn't keep up. Logan was like, "Holy shit, you're going to spend all of your pause," and I'm like, "Yes, I am." That was it.
Well, that was like, I was playing a blacksmith or a swordsmith, and you guys were like the combat monkeys. I decided I was going to not be the combat guy. Every single time we came across the Highlander, I challenge you. Motherfucker.
Yeah.
And there was always some human making a better sword.
Real quick. Yep.
Some human is out there making better swords than me. I've been alive a couple hundred years, and I can't be as good as he is because of the way the system worked. Oh my god, I wanted to punch Logan in the face.
You were like the original Hattori Hanzo. Like that was your like you were making those, but then there was the real Hattori Hanzo, and you're like, where did this guy come from? And you're like, Logan, I've been building swords for like 350 years. How come this guy's better than me? And he's like, I don't know. Fuck you. I learned how to build boats in that campaign. I learned how to build them from the ground up. I had books. I knew every part of it. I had to learn how to be a boatswain and all that shit. It was ridiculous. Logan's like, if you want a boat, you better learn how to build it. I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
right?
For real, learn how to build it. Not like I roll a skill. Like, Logan was like, you better learn. I'm like, come on. What is this?
Yeah, he means Corey actually was reading books on boat building and goes, motherfucker, I will have my goddamn boat.
So, like, this is also why, like, when Logan asked me why I wasn't helping with the magic system, I was like, I've done that so many times, and then with the body magic, I actually went to the library and, like, checked out probably, like, 30 to 40 books on martial arts all over the world.
Oh, yeah.
So that way I could make a martial art from every region and what powers would go with every region. So that way there'd be, like, a multitude of different martial arts styles that you could pick from. And I was into it. Like, I read up on, like, I was already into martial arts, but then, like, I knew the history of martial arts from different countries, why they used what they did, how it was ritualistic, and how it, like, it blended with their cultures. Oh, yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. So now when people talk about martial arts, I'm like, you just need to quiet because I know way more than you're ever going to know. And I know more than your black belt teacher from the YMCA knows and his master Tusa. Now, shut the fuck up. Get the fuck out of my face.
It was the most in-depth, like, system ever. I mean, there was like Logan had entire binders dedicated like martial arts, and then there was one dedicated to magic, and we're like,
magic system.
Oh my god, it was crazy. But it gave us something to do. You have to understand too, we game like 24 hours a day. pretty brutal.
Oh, it's weird because now it's like after 7 hours or so. Because some of the games we've had recently have been going like 6.5, 7 hours. I'm just exhausted. And I'm like, God damn old age.
Yeah, nothing like seeing Logan stumbling out of his bedroom in his underwear.
Kicking people that are in his path.
It's like a ritual.
You miss it. I know you do. But he's not denying it. You notice that, Freddie? But yeah, I actually used Corey Nichols in the campaign as an NPC because, love.
Much love, brother.
All right. So you guys are sitting around discussing things, and getting them started on the old days, Freddie, is apparently dangerous because they'll just keep going.
Well, we want to scare the shit out of Freddie as to
Yeah.
Be afraid, sir. Be very
Logan
afraid.
told me all my memories from previous campaigns are canon because I can dream them.
Say again? Which one?
You said it. All my memories from previous campaign could be canon because I could dream them as this character.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly why things have become relevant now for everything.
Anyway,
so Freddie was gaming yesterday, so if he gives you a good enough briefing, Chris, then you may end up destroying your wall and shit behind you. I apologize for the wall, but I'm not paying for it.
It's fine. It's not my house.
Right? Like all the generals are dead, and Zod is dead, and
well, now we have another problem.
Can't the world just be saved for 5 goddamn minutes?
And now the Freddie briefing.
So I'm going to go in chronological order to the best of my ability. First thing we decided to do was hunt down Mildred's ex-lover, Maddie. And we found a note that she left to us saying that she and her daughter went to Amber to walk the pattern and that they'll be there. So we decided, okay, we'll go to Amber. Then we had to figure out how best to get there. So we went to the North Pole to get some more Santa suits because the other ones were destroyed. We eventually got there. Mildred decided to kill Mrs. Claus because they weren't getting along. The elves started rioting. I got knocked out. They wanted my finger as compensation, so I kind of had to let them cut my finger off. Otherwise, they wouldn't make it. They wanted more than that, but Joshua negotiated well. So, they cut my finger off, made the Santa suits, also made some Santa sleeping bags, like large sleeping bags. Mildred ordered all of them to make the best toys they could possibly make, and then after the next Christmas, she will cancel Christmas forever. There will be no more Christmas. Which some of us believed that would cause the other gods to become angry with her and it might start a war, but she didn't care. So anyway, we got the suits. We made another lanyard, took it to the Wall of Fire, spent a few days making a trump of both the inside and the outside of the Wall of Fire. Joshua has 2 of them. I have 1 going to the outside of the wall. Then we went to Amber. We met Flora, a lovely lady, just amazing. She was so into what I had to say about spices. She's amazing. You need to meet her.
Clearly she means nothing to anybody. Continue, please. Sorry.
So we got dressed, went and had dinner with Random, the Queen, Julian, I believe, was there. Not really sure
Is
how he
Oberon
related.
there?
No, Oberon was not there.
Supposedly he's dead but alive.
He's always dead but alive.
Right. Is this where you guys all fucked up all the favor that I have like built up with Amber now? Continue, please.
No, I don't think so. Anyway,
Was Kane there?
Who?
Kane?
Not that I know of, no.
The last time I was there, they talked about missing him because he's not around anymore.
He wasn't really mentioned. But basically, we established kind of, sort of, that Maddie either died walking the pattern or is missing, but they all seemed to be rather like genuine about the news that they'd heard, but we never actually established whether or not she actually walked the pattern or not. But everyone seems to think that she's dead. We don't know where her daughter is. Blaze, I believe, is very concerned with you, Doc.
Yeah, he has a problem. He needs an attitude adjustment.
He thinks that you were involved with Fiona going missing.
Yeah, because he's a fuck, but continue.
Even after we explained to him that we...
Oh God, you gave him information? What the fuck are you doing?
I didn't. No. Joshua told him. I kept my mouth shut. Joshua told him that we rescued Fiona. We don't know where she went. Why she's not back yet. But yeah. So she's still missing.
Okay.
Then we had a quiet meeting with Random. And long story short, basically, he has a necklace or a pendant that used to have a red stone in the middle of it.
Oh, God.
And Joshua surmised that Random is using somehow the pattern doppelganger to find his redstone. And he asked us if we can find it for him.
No. Nope. If we find it, we never found it. I know that's going into the fucking bottomless goddamn pit, black hole thing, and if we find that fucking red gem, that's where that goes. That's it.
So, yeah.
Rewrite the universe again. Sorry.
He tried to warn us about something, but then someone knocked on the door and, well, he didn't tell us what the warning was, so...
What was the pretext, or what, like, was around the warning? Like...
Well, he said, whatever you do, don't, and, well, then he just fucked off.
Okay, so we think that Random is a clone?
No, alright, so basically, recently there have been doppelgangers of us who have walked the pattern, running around looking for redstones, and now I'm not sure if Random's responsible for them or not, but when we questioned him, Joshua surmised that it's probably his redstone that's missing.
So the gem of judgment is missing, and he sent you guys to go looking for it.
Wow.
Kind of, yeah.
Somebody else is using doppelgangers of us to go look for it.
Yeah.
Now here's another problem, though. Maybe our whole rescue of Random, because we rescued Random, maybe that was a bit too coincidental.
That's another thing. Some of them think that you rescued Random a little bit too easily, and
sure
they're suspicious that you had something to do with it. in the
Sure.
first place.
I can see that.
Okay, so what about Corwin? Is he still a player or no?
He's still MIA.
Don't know who that is.
Corwin is another prince of Amber. And then doesn't he have a kid too?
Yeah.
The gods hate me.
his kid.
Right?
So, the Shadow Academy, which I destroyed, he was a prisoner of. He did a Trump sketch on the wall to pop out at the lighthouse in Gothic. That looked a lot like the lighthouse that's in Amber, which is why the whole shadow thing. It's a reflection of. So, we tracked him down there. We couldn't like that. That's where the trail goes cold, though, because then we even went to the lighthouse in Amber and talked to the caretaker there, and you could tell he knows some stuff and probably, did talk to Corwin, but of course he's not going to give it up, and there's other things going on there, but I'm not sure. So Corwin's around, but he's definitely keeping on the low, for sure.
He's hiding, and probably he's in disguise as well. I'm guessing.
You guys hear loud zap, zap, zap. It sounds like Magitech guns going off outside.
I look outside the window.
There's no window in this room still.
There's no window.
He goes over, goes.
Is there another window somewhere I can look out?
Yeah, you run around until you find a window. You look out. What are you two doing while you run off?
I'm waiting for him to come back because this is more important than the goings-on of outside.
No problem. You outside. It looks like several guards have blasted down some people, citizens.
Oh. I closed the curtains and went back.
Okay.
Disperse.
There's some guards killing people outside.
That's a shame. So anyway, so what you're saying, so one of the things I'm talking about is that maybe Random isn't really Random. Maybe he's a shadow of him. Possibly. If he doesn't have the gem, that kind of makes sense.
And maybe the real Random does have the gem.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. And that could be something that's going on.
I mean, that's not something you just misplace.
True. Now, the other thing, though, is I did use a trump, like an old school trump of Random to get him. But who knows if there was some other magic I don't know about, because that's all new, super powerful stuff. Like, what happens if my trumping of him was interrupted somehow and redirected to a fake or a shadow of Random?
If there was a good enough Trump master, they could do that.
I mean, it was quite coincidental that you just so happened to find the deck in the library,
Yeah, well, I figured we might find a deck lying around somewhere, but because they don't think much of, like, they know they're very powerful, but once you're in Castle Amber, they're not going to think that someone's going to pilfer, But, we are who we are, and we need to take every edge we can, especially, with all this fucking super powerful shit going on that we're not quite up on.
I mean, from all I know for 100% sure is that the doppelgangers are of pattern, like creation. The pattern made them. Why? Don't know. But we know they have pattern in them. And every time we met one, well, we met two of them. We met myself and Mildred. After a while, they just sort of turned around and faded into the air.
So my guess is
run out of time.
My guess is it can only make doppelgangers of people who have walked.
Yeah.
Pattern. So there won't be one of me, and there won't be one of anyone else that hasn't walked yet. It's really fucking hard to walk pattern, which is kind of surprising that so many people have walked it already. So
I mean, only like a handful, I think.
It's easier this time than I remember in the past, as far as that goes. Much easier. It has to do more with random
I mean, I did it, so
things on our body
Can't be that hard.
instead of other powers that be.
Well, what about Logris? What about Chaos? Has anybody dipped into them at all?
To
Or
be
their
announced.
agents?
Like, for some reason, I know that we can't quite do that yet.
all I know is that Random was found in the dungeons of the Courts of Chaos. That's where we found him and pulled him out.
So you've been to the Courts of Chaos?
No.
Only for a few minutes.
Actually, he was not in the actual... Well, maybe he was, because maybe technology might work there, because, I mean, it is chaos, which would make it a little bit easier to use
no,
technology.
we know for a fact. Because Mildred tore one of the cards, the tarot cards, and she basically got a wish to find any one thing. She named Random, and she found out that he was in the dungeons of the Courts of Chaos. So that's where he was.
So who is running the Courts of Chaos though? We don't know, right? You
Yeah,
guys
we don't know.
originally thought it might be the AIs, but we don't. But that's not for sure.
No, I don't think that's... I actually think the AIs are now a product of Ghost Wheel.
Sure.
And
I
that's...
figured
and
all
maybe,
that shit was.
I think that the AIs are just like ways of keeping their own random control over the different zones. Or they're just byproducts of what's going on with Ghost Wheel. Because that's clearly what's going on over here.
Just
So-
quick.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, just quick side note to Doc. You know the king better than I do, probably. Do you know if does he like to be referred to as His Highness or Your Majesty, or does he prefer to be occasionally called Random?
I would go as formal as you can until you know him better.
No, because when we were at dinner with him and we finished talking, he insisted he be called Random, and I don't know if that's uncharacteristic of him or if it's to be expected.
Think of Amber this way, right? So it's very much like Machiavellian type of court etiquette, and even if somebody tells you, oh, you can do this, it could just as much be a test to see, do you do that? And then if you do that, now I can hold that as a slight against me, even though I told you it was okay to do that, but you did it publicly in front of other people. But now I can say, you insulted me, or you made this slip up, so now I can do this against you, and it's totally fine. It works that way a lot. So it's always better to err on the side of ridiculous overcaution than it is to just slide into comfort, unless you're about to fuck shit up, and then it doesn't really matter after that. But
which is why you need to know when to kick the hornet's nest and when not to. Like with Blaze, how I was being completely arrogant with him because I was pushing him to give me more information. And he did. He slipped up multiple times, and I was able to get information out of him. However, with Gerard, I was very polite. I was very to the point, because that's what he wanted, and that's what he liked. And because I did that, I was catering to what I know he wants, which is why I was doing it the way I was. Now, Random, even though he's a king, he doesn't see himself very formal unless he needs to be. Which is why when I talk to him on the side, because I know him and I've met him before, I don't mind letting it go to a little bit more of a casual thing until something official happens or something official is said. Then I'll slip right back to Majesty.
Yeah, because publicly Random can't afford any kind of weakness. So publicly or any kind of formal occasions like that, Random will need to be treated as the authority figure that he is in order to maintain that in the eyes of all the court. So just keep that in mind.
If I could just interject, Freddie. The scary thing for Freddie is that these two apparently already know how to play the courtly game at Amber. This is alarming on many levels.
I need to go there. I need to go there.
Do you want to walk the pattern already?
No. Hell no. I will die. But I do need to go to Amber.
Maybe. You might live.
Quick question. Do either of you want an upon fail?
By the way, I'd be very curious to see if Dr. Steven can survive pattern.
I have a reduced minimal. Does anybody want it?
Freddy survived pattern.
After hearing the damage, play this to reduce all dice to ones. For example, if you're taking 3d6 plus 5, you take 8 total damage. So every dice is a 1.
I'll trade you for an upon fails.
Lots of people survive pattern.
Unless you don't want one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a good time killer if you really don't have anything else to do. Or, a choice.
I'm just saying. It's within people's grasp. Even new characters can survive the pattern. Will be a little hard.
Do either of you want a clogging greed? Because I doubt we're gonna keep it forever.
If you're getting rid of it, here, I'll take it, because
I
have a friendly fire off. You won't accidentally hit allies for this combat. I could give a shit because I don't hit anybody ever. So, do you want me to? I'll toss that, and you can give me that. Shooting me in the ass, indeed.
Alright, cool.
You see the look in Corey's eyes there, Freddie? That's the plotting and scheming look there.
Mm-hmm. Where is Corwin's kid?
Don't know. I believe he has one, but I don't know where. I've not heard any information on that. We've not kicked around in Amber very much, to be honest.
I'm only ready for brief journeys into it. If you try living there, it'll be hard on me.
We instantly go and buy a house in the town by Amber. See, we can make the GM all pissy and give weird faces too.
Well, there should be a family tree person that keeps track of all the princes of Amber and all their lineage and shit. There's got to be, right?
I had hoped. I looked in the library for one, and all of it was blacked out.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yeah, that was like the first thing I went to look for.
Those fucking Amberites.
Yeah. We need leverage. It's the only way to get business done in Ports of Amber, so we got to figure out who's playing and what they want. And then figure out who hates who. So we can start stacking up favors and leverage so that we can get the info that we need.
Yeah.
Do we know why Corwin's in hiding?
No. We also don't know why he was imprisoned in the Shadow Academy either. There was a guy named Max Bailey that was actually captured by 3 different versions of magic, 2 of which we have access to. One that was odd, that doesn't really exist. It was a feeling type thing, and that was some weird higher power stuff that we don't have access to, that I was able to break creatively. Like, I really had to dig for that one, and got him out, and his daughter was with us at the Shadow Academy too, and he took his daughter, and they bounced hard, and I haven't seen him since.
The name was Max what?
Max Bailey.
Okay. Did Random tell you how he got caught in the first place?
No, I didn't get
Nope.
it. He basically just was like, "Thank you very much. I'm here. Peace out." You know, like, why don't you chill for a bit and then go. I never got a chance to really sit down with him. And you know, when you kind of get the dismissal, like, "Thank you, have a good day," I got that, which is why I didn't want to sit around and ask him. I do know that he was on a mission for Oberon. He was told to do something from him, which also could be not really Oberon, but someone else.
Right. Yeah, we gotta figure this.
There's
Who's
so
real?
much.
I know. Isn't there? I'm trying to remember, but there is a test, isn't there, to see if somebody's a true Amberite or not? How you need chaos.
Yeah.
I
Oh, another thing that might be interesting to you is so Alex Kinley has this sword of Zog killing. Zog is the guy that is a prince of chaos, we're pretty sure of. So he has this two-handed sword that kills him, which means it's a shadow of a Logris sword, is what I'm thinking as well. Or is it a shadow of a pattern sword because it killed... Interesting, I'll have to think about that. So I think it's anyway, it's for killing Zog. And Logris tentacles tried to wrap around it and take it from him the other day.
Oh, really? So somebody has those powers?
Oh yeah, the courts of chaos know that we're out and about.
But we don't know on the courts of chaos.
What's that?
We don't know who's in the courts of chaos or on the courts of chaos right now, right?
No. I mean, I have a card from the courts of chaos. Whoosh, whoosh. But that's about all we got.
No.
No, we can't go there. If we go there, we just die. We don't have those powers yet. We need to be able to shapeshift, or we need to be able to harden ourselves to the weird chaos that surrounds that.
Just die. I'm not that skeptical yet.
No, I think if I entered there, I would just be dead. I'm not quite strong enough to go there.
You're all patterny, right?
Right.
I'm not. Just saying. Throwing it out.
If you want. I'm just saying. You could be patently.
I could be. But it, from my recollection, is extremely dangerous. So let's just figure out what we're doing first, and then we'll figure out if it's necessary to consume the resources just yet. We don't know yet. I mean, yes, of course, very attractive. But let's just take a breath and figure out what we're doing.
Mm-hmm. That's why, like, now that a lot of the bigger stuff is out of the way that we were looking into, I don't mind if we do some small stuff and kind of chill a little bit as we let some of that digest into our brains.
At this point, I lean forward and say, spices?
Oh my fucking god, I'm going to destroy you.
That's a fucking card for him. He has the kind of one-track mind there that is just amazing.
This
is Corey trying to figure out he's muted himself again.
No. I figured it out. My daughter has a Girl Scout thing today, so we're gonna kind of tell her where things are. So.
Thin mints. It's all about the thin mints.
We could do the Alex Kinley thing. You wanted us to go look for that potion or whatever.
Is there a lot of different shit that you can be doing that you were briefed on and already forgot from yesterday?
No, I haven't forgot.
Oh, you just don't want to. I get it. Okay, fine.
I don't know if they want to go crawling through the sewers. Do you want to go explore the sewers?
Is there any territories that we haven't really explored very well?
There's There's lots of stuff that hasn't been explored super
Yeah.
good. I know we haven't done. In Gothic, we haven't really explored tons of stuff outside the city. The big thing that we now know about is there's some big quartz mine that we don't know much about. There's also actually in MMO land. There's like it looks like an emerald mine. Okay, there's an emerald mine out in the boonies that we could use that to generate money, because gems kind of go across the board. Like you can make gems. Gems are valuable in all time periods to someone.
Or like a universal currency.
Yeah, gems are, and they're small. They're small enough to transport. So that would be an awesome thing for everyone if someone looked into it hardcore to figure out a way that we can actually start a mining shit there.
Well, where is it?
That would solve some monetary issues. It would be rough to get there. It'd be rough to make it all work. But that's one thing we could do to become, not having to worry about money.
Okay, well, where is it? Where is the mine? Do you know where it is?
The
Do I know where
emerald
it
mine
is?
or the quartz mine?
The emerald mine. See, the quartz mine is already being mined by in Gothic by the government, I believe, and I'm thinking that might be where they get some of their Chris while they're mining. But I don't know that for sure.
Probably.
But it makes sense since Chris are crystals.
Oh, I understand there's a zombie problem in MMO.
Yeah, they dealt with it.
Yeah, we got that.
Okay.
Yeah, we took Alex Kinley out with his hammer of destroying worlds, and destroyed the huge. There was all the undead came together, and they were doing a ritual to call Azathoth's Eye to a gate that was above in the temple, and so we stopped it. But in that group of people was a shadow of me and a shadow of Alex. And that's how, after it all, we brought the house down, and then afterward is where we found the trump to the Courts of Chaos.
Joshua has an interesting theory and believes the shadow of Alex that you saw might have actually been someone from Amber. He's not sure.
Is a troll?
No, someone from Amber.
So one of the things I'm noticing is that probably Chaos and Pat and Logris aren't like they used to be. I think they're a bit more fluid than they were Black and White in the past. I think they can live in the same place because I do believe, if you remember, Dworkin had that, and I believe it's not quite as black and white as it used to. I think there's more gray to it now. So people can be in Amber and be part of Chaos. It's not like they even notice it like Paladin and Undead, like it kind of used to be. It's a little bit different.
They could stand side by side and maybe not notice.
I think so, because why haven't I now? I mean, I know I'm weak in the pattern and all that, but why haven't I noticed that when Chaos has been close? So I don't think it's that guarded a thing. I think it's not quite as, like I said, unless you're looking for it specifically, I think you can mask it. And I'm sure that's part of some of the things that we don't know how to do yet, is I'm sure you can mask our signatures, mask what, you really are, how that shit.
An obfuscate type of deal that you can do. I remember
right
a while ago. What if Corwin's at the halfway house?
Oh, that's disappeared.
We can't get there anymore?
Yeah, no, because I laughed at their whole Roman thing. Apparently, he decided he had to leave and blamed me for it. So, whatever. Bitch ass.
Who's he? Who's he?
Valparaiso. I don't fucking know his name. Fucking vagina face. Whatever. Fucking taking offense to shit too easily. Whatever his name is, I don't know.
Vespino.
That's it.
That one. Yeah.
The House of Vespino.
The one you know a lot about.
Yeah.
Valparaiso.
Valparaiso. I like that thing. Yeah, he's well, I mean, because I think that Jupiter is a Prince of Amber masquerading as a deity. I think Jupiter is like a contactable dude.
Okay.
But and I figured he was most connected to that house, but they got really touchy when I figured out, who they were really, and they kind of was like, "No, stop, go do your thing and go away." So I stopped asking questions, but so I think there's something there, but I guess if it's gone, it's gone. Can't get there, right? So, or the ritual.
I'm sure it might be back by now. Like I take my chalk out and I draw.
You'll take one of the charges to try it.
That's nice.
I have a bunch.
You expend the charge. It's not back yet.
Okay.
GM note. Check season 5.
Okay.
Shutting it down. Shutting it down. Okay. All right. What about? Have we found the fairy tale land yet? Or no?
Nope. Oh, random gave Joshua a trump of Shadow Earth, so one day we'll go there too.
Shadow Earth?
Shadow Earth under construction.
Yeah, under construction.
Shadow Earth is under construction.
Rather than just fuck with the players and go, oh, the forces aren't aligned and shut the stone. It's under construction. Ask again later. And I might even tell them when it's done. It's like, Shadow Earth's open. Okay, great. Because there's so much. I've got plots that are literally over 2 years old sitting around. So all kinds of shit's ready.
Also, Melwick's is currently occupied by the other forces or whatever. I don't really know, but yeah, it's kind of
I'm tossing this clog and greed. It's a bit early.
Yeah, sure. There was some kind of war, and apparently the opposing guys won, and now they've kind of taken over or something. Just filling you in, I didn't really spend too much time there.
Okay. That's another place I don't spend much time in either. I understand.
Okay, so who else is asking for help, Freddie? I mean, you've been poking around.
Besides, of course, the all-important spices, there's
Fuck your spices. I helped you once.
I know.
He was slick about it too. It was like, suit. And ability to drive a truck.
I'm getting rid of them when it fails. Anybody want it?
No. One of the things which would probably help is to finally explore the sewers in Beastkin, properly map them out, see what's in there. There's the potion guy that Alex mentioned. Also, depending on your heartiness, doc number 2, there are some berries in the Vip Forest in MMO land that you might be interested in eating. Up to you.
The strength, the dex, or the luck ones? Which one are we talking about?
Wait, there's luck ones?
Yeah, that's far away though.
No. Any of you have no firearms or a damage bonus from strength?
No.
All right. Well,
not on me right now. No.
Oh wait, so Freddy gets a card from that, I believe, then, because he has no damage bonus from strength, and he doesn't have any firearms. Good for him.
Hey, I have a card that might help us out. Slip up.
That's always a good one, especially. Let's go into Amber right now.
That's what I'm fucking thinking.
Well, it's a dangerous thing to play.
Does anyone want? I have a patriotism. Does anyone want it?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, it's a refill.
Yeah, I have a replenish already, so I don't need another one.
Holy shit. All right, this is way too early for a victory, too. God damn it.
By the way, if Dr. Steven is going to go walk the pattern, then that automatically will qualify this as a prestige mod. If he doesn't, then it's nothing.
I'll take it. Freddy.
Okay. I'll play it then. Just call it whatever you want.
No.
Oh, do you want to use it now? Or? Oh.
No. That's why I said just hand it.
Okay,
Yeah, thank you. I'm going to run to the bathroom right quick.
Okay. All right. So
Dangling the carrot.
I like having a busy fucking world.
So nobody else is asking for help? There's no outstanding issues?
Let me think. Oh, well, not so much asking for help, but Gotham is in kind of a shitstorm right now. There's superheroes and villains flying around everywhere, destroying like all the buildings and shit, and sooner or later Gotham's just gonna be ruins unless we do something about it. So that's another thing we could look into.
Okay.
What else?
Going up against superheroes sounds fun to you. Ice Bolt!
There's a bit of a political situation in Kinleyville where the third generation are kind of upset with the Doors because the Doors basically live forever and the third generation are mortal and don't come back to life, and they find that to be a bit unfair in terms of like leadership and the way they handle disputes in the what was it, the blood arena or something, where they fight to the death. So there's that, but I don't know how to fix it.
So the avatars that are in MMO land are actually people in pods in Cyberpunk land?
We're in pods, and then, well, they used to live in Cyberland or were in pods, and then they fled to MMO land, and now they live there. But they are like us, Doors. Not all of them. Not all of them. Some of them.
I know the librarians are unique, but the people that are in MMO land, they're also like independent entities?
No. Some of them are just quote unquote normal, as in they die, they get born, they die, so on and so forth. The others are like myself and you. They possess unique abilities and can travel from zone to zone, so to speak. So there's a mix of the two.
Okay.
What else? Let me just check.
I like the look on Corey's face when it's like he's seeing like, well, geez, is there anything to do? Several full trucks of shit pull up to his house and begin dumping it inside. I guess so.
Also, Cyberpunk was nuked. We don't know what the situation is. We know that several months ago it was so badly radiated, anyone going there will just instantly die. If it's changed or not, we don't know. So that's another thing.
It takes a little while for radiation to go away.
Probably several years.
Well, no, the elephant's foot in Chernobyl is still like you're gonna die if you go up to it.
Yeah.
So, was that to deal with the leftover Cybermen? Or do we not?
Pretty much. Yeah. The Allied forces just bombed the entire area, and
Sector update.
So fuck your Cybermen.
What's this?
The only other thing in Gothic that I know of, besides the whole city being all Soviet-like, with the guards being really oppressive and people being scared of them and stuff, we still don't know where the Lich is, who escaped from
MMO
where.
land, right?
No, the other Lich. Here, the one in Gothic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, different Lich. That happened a long time ago. We know that he has 5 ghouls acting as his phylacteries, and before we can kill the Lich, we need to kill his ghouls and then kill the Lich. But we don't know where they fled to. Again, this was
He has more than
long
one
ago.
phylactery?
Yeah, he had 6 to begin with. One of them disappeared. Don't know why. Now he has 5 left. 5 ghouls, basically. Yeah. But again, this was quite a while ago, so don't know where he went.
Did we visit the mysterious hermit mystic by the name of Habiti?
Yeah, that's the one that Alex mentioned. We can, but I don't know what to trade him for the potion. Spices could be a thing. Just saying.
Just buy a salt that can carry it around with you.
And of course, there's the whole Amber thing. If you want to visit that, but
I do need to go to Amber at some point. I just need to go there to get a lay of the land for myself, but we could do other things. That's fine.
yeah. So it's basically explore the sewers, visit Hebrides, find possibly the Lich, do the spices, just explore in general areas, fix Gotham before it just explodes or something. So
Corey,
there's
could you move your mic away from your nose and mouth area? Because I'm hearing. Yeah.
So yeah, quite a few different options.